Let's see. It's funny, not everybody has names on here. Okay, I guess it's time. It's time for yoga. Welcome to your mat. Congratulations, making time for yourself. It's funny, even when we have all the time in the world, sometimes it's still hard to find time to do the things we're supposed to do or that make us feel good, right? Time's a funny one, right? It doesn't really exist. I've been getting to play with that a little bit and not having to know what time it is a lot of the time. And it feels really, really nice. It's a tricky one for me. Because they say that what keeps us stuck in this, I won't say it's a hell realm, but in this predicament of life is this idea of time, right? This idea that we have this past that defines us and that our past is going to continue to predict our future. So instead of just being right here in this moment, we have these ideas about not only who we are based on our past, but then this idea that our imaginary future that never actually comes is going to look like the past did. So instead of just being right here, right now, we're stuck in this trap, this idea of time. And then I see it in my daily life too. I see this breaking my day down on my planner into these intervals of days and hours and time. And although all the things can be helpful and can be tools, it is just interesting when you realize that you break your life up into these segments, like these tasks. Okay, if I get all the tasks done, then I'll feel good. And then letting my self-worth basically be defined by my list and this time and these segments. And I've been listening to Eckhart Tolle a lot lately. And what he talks about is not looking at life or each day or even each task as an obstacle or even a means to an end. And a lot of times I'm like, I don't do that. But then I catch myself just realizing like, okay, I got to do this, this, and this. And then I'll relax. Then I'll be happy. Then I'll start thinking about the things that matter. It's like, instead of realizing that right now is all we got. I'm not saying throw away your planner because you might need it, but just inviting you to look at the ways in which you might break your life or your time, your days, your moments into pieces that you're evaluating to determine your worth or how good you're doing at life. Just maybe looking and knowing that essentially we don't have to be doing anything. We don't have to become anything. Just being is enough. Now, if we find that peace when we're in this moment of just being, and we bring everything into alignment, and life starts to move through us in a way that starts to show us things that we want to acquire or want to participate in, that's beautiful and that's great. And I think it's what we're all hoping for, right? Is to find some purpose, some outer purpose. But just inviting you to realize that it's not outside of you. You don't need to run around in circles trying to make life happen. You need to go inward and be okay with just being. And I think that purifies the mind in a way that allows life to move through us in a really beautiful way. I think when people say they're in the flow, I think that's what they mean. I've experienced it before. When you're not out there trying to make everything happen, it's just kind of happening effortlessly and you feel like synchronistic things happening all over. I think that's how we're supposed to feel in this flow. Not constantly like in our head trying to decide like, oh, is that the right thing? And second guessing ourselves. I think it's supposed to feel kind of effortless. And if there's areas of your life where it just feels like a lot of work, maybe those are the parts that we need to kind of let go. Well, we're on the right track because we're doing yoga and we're breathing. That's a really good start, right? So let's find a nice comfortable seat and start to find the nice tall spine. You can bring your hands into your lap or onto your knees. Root down into the sit bones to grow a little bit taller. Lift the shoulders up, draw them back, and let them sink down. Close your eyes. We'll start with a little box breathing. All right, you can start with 3 counts. So let's inhale for 3 and hold for 3. Exhale for 3 and hold for 3. So keep this going. If you want to make it a little longer, you can go to 4 or 5 counts, making all 4 equal parts here to make that box. See if you really can commit to just being right here, right now. If there's things that are on your mind or things you're thinking about, maybe you even grab a paper and pen and write them down so that you don't have to worry about forgetting them or think you have to keep thinking about them so you don't forget about them. Let's just really try to set it all aside right now and just be right here together. All right? Do a couple more rounds of this box breath just to get down into the body. Now, if you can, we'll keep this box breath up. Once we start standing, you might not want to hold as long, but still try to find that pause between the breath. And notice how that can help you to be right here in this moment, in the body. All right, inhale the arms up. Squeeze the palms together, lift the fingers a little higher. Chevy, shut up. Exhale, turn and twist to the right. We'll stay here for 2 full breaths. Find that pause between. Inhale to lengthen your spine, rooting down into the sit bones. Exhale, soften the face and shoulders, twist a little more. 1 more breath. Take your time. I didn't feed Chevy dinner, and now he's going to make me pay all through class. Inhale back to center. Find a little length in the spine as you reach up and fill up. Exhale, turn and twist to the left. Stay for 2 full breaths. Get that chin parallel to the ground, lengthening through the back of the neck. Exhale, we soften and deepen the twist. Inhale back to center. Squeeze the palms together, reach up. Now hinge at the hips. Bring the hands to the ground. Let the head be heavy. Each exhale, see if you can sink in just a little bit more, melting through the heart, feeling the weight of the head. Slowly come back up. We're going to interlace the fingers over on the right hip. All right, squeezing the palms together and pressing them into the hip here. Inhale, press down into the sit bones, lengthen up through the crown, even out the shoulders, soften them down the back. Now slowly drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. If you want more, just press the hands together a little more or press them into the hip a little more. Each exhale, see if there's a little more space your head can drop into here. Slowly come back to center. Straighten the arms, find a little backward bend. Maybe you can glue the palms together here, lift up through the heart. Lower the chin back down till it's parallel. Drag those hands over to the left hip. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften, drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Find that space between the breath. Slowly come back to center. Find that little backward bend. Maybe palms glued together. Lift the heart. Lower the chin back down. Now change the grip. Opposite thumb on top now. And drag those hands over to that right hip again. Root into the sit bones. Lengthen up through the spine and the crown. Exhale, soften. Drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Come back to center, find that little backward bend. And one more time, drag the hands over to that left hip. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And just notice if your head goes back to any of those lists or tasks. See if you can just set that aside so that you can be right here in this moment with this breath. Come back up one more time, find that little backward bend. And now release the hands and roll over onto the hands and the knees, getting a nice tabletop set up with your fingers spread nice and wide. We'll do a few rounds of cat-cow. Take your time. One more big inhale. On the exhale, round all the way up to standing on the knees, to kneeling here. Your knees are stacked under your hips. So your knees are hip width distance apart. Inhale, arms up. Interlace your fingers. Try to glue your palms together and reach up out of the waist. Exhale, drop it to the right. Try to keep your arms straight and your palms glued. See if you can squeeze your head here. Imagine there's an apple between your chin and your chest. Find your breath. Find that space between. On the inhale, come back through center and lengthen up. Exhale, drop it to the left. Inhale back through center. Bring your hands to your low back. Press the hips forward. Lift the heart. Find a backward bend. If it's all right with the neck, drop the head all the way back. If that's too much, keep the chin drawing in towards the chest. Inhale, slowly come up, lower the hands down, drop the belly, shine the heart forward. Exhale, round it back to child's pose. And then slide out onto the belly with your hands under your shoulders, untuck your toes. Pull the heart forward and lift up to baby cobra. Keep drawing the elbows in and back. Keep pressing into the feet to lift the heart. Maybe you start to straighten into the arms, but mostly by pressing with the feet. Hands are pulling the heart forward, shoulders are softening down. Try to relax the glutes. Slowly lower back down. Come back up, hands and knees for cat-cow. Get everything stacked first, take your time. See how long you can make each breath. See if you can find that pause between the breath. This time we'll round it back up to kneeling. Chin untucks last. Heart lifts, shoulders roll down the back. Inhale, arms up. Interlace your fingers. Glue your palms, reach up out of the waist and drop it to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, drop it to the left. Inhale back to center, lower your hands to your low back. Press the hips forward, lift the heart. Find that deep supported backward bend. There's the moon. Inhale, come up, lower the hands, shine the heart forward. Exhale, round it out. One more time. Inhale, shine the heart forward. This time, exhale, round it all the way up, downward facing dog. Getting right into stillness if you're ready, or finding movement if you still need to warm things up. Let your head be heavy and press down into the hands. Now tippy toe forward, feet forward to meet the hands at the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold. Any forward fold you like. Maybe you grab the elbows and sway a little bit. Let your head be heavy. Start to press down into the feet. Release your arms, bend your knees a lot, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly round up. Arms and head are heavy. Press into the feet to lift the heart, roll the shoulders back. Keep the shoulders down as you inhale the arms up. Squeeze the palms together, lift the fingers a little higher. Exhale, swan dive. Feel this hinge at the hips as you lengthen forward, emptying every last drop. Inhale to lift up halfway. Stay a little longer. Take one more sip. Exhale, right foot steps back, right knee lowers down. Inhale, rise up. Maybe finding a little backward bend if you feel ready for that, but mostly peeling that right hip flexor open by pressing the left foot down and energetically drawing it back to draw that left hip back into the socket here. Feel the heart lifting, shoulders softening. Now bring your hands to your heart. Keep pressing the left knee forward and turn and twist to the left. Hook the elbow outside the knee for leverage to twist your spine open. Find more length in the spine and the back of the neck, more softness through the face and the shoulders. Curl the right toes under, lift the right knee up. Keep your twist. Keep pressing the left knee forward and the right heel back and twisting your spine open. On the inhale, we're going to come all the way up to reverse it. Keep the left knee deeply bent. Come up, left hand finds the right thigh, right hand reaches up. Exhale, cartwheel hands to mat, chaturanga, or just step it back, knees, chest, chin, baby cobra. Meeting back in downward facing dog. We'll stay here for 2 full breaths. Now lift your toes up if you can and walk on your heels to the front of the mat, bringing your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold. Any fold you like again. Release your arms, bend your knees, tuck your chin. Inhale, press into the feet as you slowly exhale, rolling up, stacking each vertebrae in place. Inhale, arms up, squeeze the palms, lift the fingers a little higher. Now lead with the heart and exhale all the way down. Draw the belly in and up out of the way to fold in deeply. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, left foot steps back, left knee lowers down. Stack that knee over ankle. Inhale, rise up. Maybe finding that backward bend. Peel that left hip flexor open now. Bring your hands to your heart, turn and twist to the right. Keep pressing the right knee forward. We're still trying to peel that left hip flexor open by drawing that right hip back. Now find that leverage to twist the spine open, opening the heart. See if you can find any more length in the spine and the back of the neck, any more softness through the face and the shoulders. Find that space between the breath. Curl the left toes, lift the left knee up, keep your twist. Press the right knee forward and the left heel back. Press the right hand down into the left hand. We'll come all the way up to reverse it. Right knee stays deeply bent. Right hand finds left thigh. Now left hand reaches up. Cartwheel hands to mat, chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Now keeping your hips in line, keep pressing down through the left heel and lift the right foot up. Flex the foot. Now feel that equality as the left foot presses down and the right foot presses up with equal pressure. Feel your hips coming into alignment as the left hip lifts up and the right hip lowers a bit. Head stays heavy, breath stays deep. Come up on your tippy toes. And exhale, bring your knee to your nose and step it through. Stacking knee over ankle, lower the left knee all the way down and rise up. You can have those back toes tucked or untucked. See what feels right. Find that opening in the hip flexor. Maybe find that little backward bend. And then float the right fingertips down towards the ground. See if you can get them a little closer to the ground by lengthening through the left side. Keep drawing that right hip back into the socket and sinking in a little bit. Now add just a little bit of a twist like reverse crescent. Right hand finding left thigh. Keep pressing right knee forward and reaching the left hand up and back. Now reach both arms up and then lower them down to frame the foot. Draw the toes back towards the face like half splits. Maybe you walk the hands back a little closer to the knee. Keep your heart lifting as you try to lower the body down towards the leg. Keep the right hip drawing back. Toes drawing back towards the face. Now see if you can keep those toes drawing back towards your face. Curl the left toes under, lift the left knee up, and see if you can straighten into both legs. See if you can keep your hips in line from the side. Find your breath. Maybe you tuck the chin towards the chest and try to touch the forehead to the leg. Feel the right hip drawing up and back. Walk the hands forward, lower the right foot, step the left foot in a little bit, and come on up to standing. Now we're just going to turn to face the long edge of the mat. So notice your hips are facing towards the long edge of the mat. Keep your left hip right where it's at. Lift the right toes up and turn them towards the front of the mat. Let that hip open towards the front of the mat, but try to keep the left hip facing the long edge, yeah? Setting up for triangle pose. You might need to take a little smaller step to make this feel like a good foundation. Feel the hips sliding back, like you're trying to stack the right hip under the left hip. You're keeping the hips scooping towards that long edge. You reach, reach, reach forward till you can't reach anymore, and then you come down into that triangle pose. Press down into the feet, lift up through the quads, gaze up at the left hand. See if you can lift the left hand a little higher, and maybe roll that left shoulder back to turn the heart up towards the sky. Chin is in close to your shoulders, so it's away from the chest a little bit, but back of the neck is long. See if you can use any leverage, your right hand against your leg to twist the heart open one more time. Press down into the feet, keep the legs straight, come all the way up to reverse it, right hand reaches up. Cartwheel hands down to frame that foot, shoot the left foot high like standing splits, let your head be heavy. If you want more, grab the back of your calf or your ankle to pull yourself into that fold a little bit deeper. Try to level your hips out. Pressing down into the right foot the same as your left foot is pressing up. Maybe both hands grab the back of that calf or ankle and pull you in a little deeper for one more breath. Now set the left foot down to meet the right and sit back in that chair. Pressing the booty back, sink a little weight into the heels. Maybe your hands come together and you gaze up at the thumbs. Pull the belly in, draw the upper body back. Press into the feet, stand up, find a little backward bend. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands down by your sides. Spread your feet as wide as your hips. Make sure the outside edge of your feet is parallel to each other. Reach out through the fingers, palms parallel to the ground. Now, without moving your knees, sit back in the chair. So the knees stay stacked over the ankles. You're just pressing the booty back and lowering it down to the same height as your knees. So your thighs are parallel to the ground. Same distance between your hands, your knees, and your feet. Keep drawing the upper body back, trying to stack the shoulders over the hips. Lengthen through the back of the neck, pull the belly in, relax the face, relax the shoulders. Find your strength. Find stillness here. Slowly come back up. Come onto the tippy toes, keeping the same distance between hands, knees, and feet. Roll forward into the knees. Lower the booty to the same height as the knees so the thighs are parallel to the ground. Then come up a little higher on the toes. Keep drawing the upper body back. Find your breath. Find your core. Find your strength. Find your softness. Find this moment. Slowly come up. Lower the heels down. Squeeze the knees together. Slight tuck of the tailbone just to lengthen the spine. Now slowly lower down. Your heels might start to come up off the ground a little bit. That's okay. Keep squeezing the knees together and come down to your thighs are parallel to the ground. And then roll your knees forward and down. So if there was something on your lap, it would roll right off. Thighs and arms parallel to the ground. If you feel okay here, you can bounce. Stay with your breath. And now way slower than you want to, start to come back up. Step your feet together. Bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes. And slow your breath down. He's hiding from you. You can't see him. Lower the hands down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, swan dive, lengthen forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Stay for 2 more breaths. You're gonna eat rocks because I didn't feed you dinner. Keeping your hips in line. Press down into the right heel. Lift up through the left heel. Keep your head heavy and your breath deep. Keep your arms straight and strong. Level the hips. Come up on the tippy toes. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Stack knee over ankle, lower right knee down. Inhale, rise up. Find that opening in the hip flexor, maybe that little backward bend. And then float the left fingertips down towards the ground, lengthening through the right side to get them a little closer to the ground. And then deepen it a little bit, bringing that left hand to the right thigh, sink into the left knee, reach the right hand up. Sweep both arms forward and up, and then lower them down to frame that foot. Draw the toes back like half splits. Maybe walk the hands back. Feel that left hip drawing back into the socket and the heart reaching for the toes, toes reaching for the nose. See if you can stay with this breath just a little bit longer. Notice if you came back to that list of things and see if you can set it off to the side of the mat and just be here. Keep those toes drawing back if you can. Curl the right toes, lift the right knee, straighten the legs, level the hips out, lengthen the spine, maybe tuck the chin, maybe forehead comes to touch the leg. Walk the hands forward, lower the left foot, step the right foot in a little bit, and slowly come to standing. Turn to face the long edge of the mat. Pay attention to your hips as you lift the left toes and let them turn open towards the top of the mat, letting that hip open too, but keep drawing that right hip back. Take a smaller step if you need to. Shift the hips back, reach forward, and come into that triangle pose, pressing down into the feet, lifting up through the quads. Gaze up at the right hand, lift the right hand a little higher, and roll that right shoulder back a little bit, maybe finding that little bit of leverage to open the heart. Next inhale, come all the way up to reverse it. Legs stay straight, press into the feet, reach the left hand up. Cartwheel hands to the ground, shoot the right foot high, standing splits. Grabbing the back of the calf or the ankle to pull yourself in a little deeper, head is heavy, level the hips out. Feel the left foot pressing down with the same pressure that the right foot is pressing up. Maybe both hands grab back there and you sink in for one more breath. Set the right foot down to meet the left. Sweep the floor, find that chair pose. Sticking your booty back. Sink in a little deeper. Draw the upper body back a little more. Press into the feet, stand up, find a little backward bend. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands down by your sides. Lift your right knee up. Interlace your fingers under there. Get your whole wrist under there so you can get all 10 fingers interlaced. Press the left foot down, lift the left quad up. If and when you feel ready, kick out through the right heel. If you're gonna kick hard. It'll help with the balance. All right, keep the toes drawing back towards the face and the heart reaching for the foot. Now feel that equality not only through the feet, but the quads as well. The left quad lifting up as the right quad presses down with equal effort. If you want more, bend at the elbows and bring the forehead down towards the knee. Keep kicking through the right heel and pressing down through the left heel. And slowly come back up. Spread your feet as wide as the mat. Turn your toes out a little bit. Bring your hands to your low back. Bend the knees a lot. Press the hips forward. Lift the heart. Find a deep supported backward bend. Maybe head drops back. Inhale, slowly come up. Step your feet together. Bring your hands to your heart. And lower your hands down by your sides. Press down into the right foot. Lift the left knee up. Interlace all 10 fingers under there. And when you're ready, kick out through the left heel. Find that balance of right foot pressing down, left foot pressing forward. Find that balance through the quads. Now feel the heart lifting and the shoulders softening down the back. If you want more, bend at the elbows and try to bring your forehead down to touch your leg. Slowly come back up. Spread your feet, hands to low back, bend the knees, find that deep supported backward bend. Take your time, stay with your breath. Keep that bend in your knees. See if you can soften through the glutes. Inhale, come back up. Step your feet together, bring your hands to your heart and lower your hands down. Inhale, reach out, lengthen up. Exhale, swan dive, lengthen forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. Stay for one more breath. Keep your hips in line. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Come up on your toes. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Step it through. Lower left knee all the way down and rise up. Curl the left toes under. Lift the left knee up. Crescent lunge. Sink in. Set it up. And then open it up. Warrior two. Left heel spins out and down. Trying to get those hips facing the long edge again. Let that right knee track straight out over that second toe. Press down into the feet. Feel the strength in your legs. Find that maximum wingspan as you reach forward and reach back. Gaze out over your right fingertips. Find that pause between the breath. Inhale, reverse it. Keep bending into the right knee even more. Right hand reaches up. Now bring the right elbow to the right knee for extended side angle. If you can, we're not going to rest any weight here. We're just going to use this elbow to press the knee open so it doesn't collapse in. Then we'll reach the left hand straight up and find that leverage of rolling the heart up towards the sky, rolling that left shoulder back, and then reach that left arm up alongside the ear, creating a half of an X with that left side of the body, maybe starting to gaze up at that hand. Press down into the feet, scoop the hips towards that long edge of the mat and roll your heart up towards the sky. Drawing the shoulder out of the ear, reach through the fingers. Right knee stays deeply bent. Inhale, reverse it. Exhale, hands to mat. Shoot the left foot high like standing splits. Now hop it back, chaturanga, maybe just 1 inch at a time, maybe one big hop, meeting back in downward facing dog. Stay for one more breath. Keep your hips in line, press the right heel down, lift the left heel up. Come up on the toes, exhale, knee to nose, step it through, lower down, inhale, rise up. Curl the right toes, lift the right knee, crescent lunge, set it up, sink in. And then feel that right hip open towards the long edge as you spin that right heel out and down for warrior 2. Stack that left knee, let it track over that second toe, find that maximum wingspan, and gaze out over the left hand. Find that balance of strength and surrender here as you reach forward and reach back, but soften through the face and the shoulders. Maybe find a little smile. Inhale, reverse it. Keep pressing the left knee forward. Extended side angle, left elbow, left knee to help it open. Reach the right hand up to stack the shoulders first. Scoop the hips towards that long edge. Reach the right hand up, roll the right shoulder back, and then reach that arm up alongside the ear. Find that leverage to roll the heart open. Press down into all 4 corners of both feet. Next inhale, reverse it. Keep that left knee deeply bent. Exhale, hands to mat. Right foot shoots high, standing splits. Hop it back, chaturanga, maybe 1 inch at a time, maybe one big hop. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Now we're going to lower down to the knees and spend a couple of minutes on headstands or handstands or any arm balance of your choice. If your wrists and shoulders aren't feeling like 100%, then you skip it. If you want to get the same benefit without going upside down, just reach your legs up towards the sky, straightening into the legs. All right, so I always like to remind people, it's not important to have an arm balance or inversion in your practice. What's important is that we drain the blood out of the feet and the legs, so you'll get that same benefit just by lifting the legs up. But sometimes it is fun to have something you're working on so that when we get to this point in class, you can kind of, sometimes it gets you back to your mat quicker because you have this thing you're working on and it's kind of fun to pull it out. So if you already have something you're working on, feel free to get right into it. Feel free to use the wall if you like. If you want to try headstands, you can try it 2 different ways. You can try bringing your hands down just like down dog, fingers spread wide, hands shoulder width distance, and then bringing your very top of your head to the mat right in front of your hands. So you're making a triangle with your head and your hands. And make sure to keep that 90 degrees with your elbows here, elbows pointed straight up. Curl the toes, walk your feet in, and see if you can just lift up from here. If not, maybe place your knees on your elbows and see if you can lift from there. Stay with your breath. Maybe you hop it back into chaturanga, optional vinyasa. When you're finished, we'll meet back in child's pose. Once you settle in, if you want to open the shoulders a little more, come up on your fingertips, lifting those wrists up off the ground and really melting through the heart here. Now slowly slide out onto the belly. Bring your arms out to the sides like airplane wings. Zip your legs together, squeeze the toes and heels together, knees and thighs squeeze together. Inhale, lift everything up off the mat. All right, see if you can lengthen in both directions here. Squeeze the legs together, reach back through the toes, lift up through the heart. Draw the arms back and lift them up a little higher to lift the heart one more time. And then bend the knees and try to grab the ankles from the outside, right on the ankle bones. Try to keep the knees in line with the hips and not let them splay out too much. Kick up into the hands to lift up through the heart. You can start to look up a little bit, but don't crunch up the back of your neck. Find your breath. Slowly release. Reach your right arm straight out to the side, palm face down. Let your right ear rest on the mat. Plant your left hand right in front of your face, elbow pointed straight up at the sky. Roll onto your right side, bringing that left foot flat on the ground, somewhere behind that right knee. Find your box breath now. If you don't feel this a lot, reach that left hand up towards the sky. You can keep it there, or you can tuck it behind your back, or reach it out towards the right hand. Slowly release, come back onto the belly, bring the right arm back in. Extend that left arm out, palm down, left ear down. Right palm plants in front of face, right elbow points straight up. Roll to the left side, bring in the right foot flat. Find that box breath. See how long you can make each part. See if there's any more space to settle into with each exhale. If you don't feel this a lot, reach the right arm straight up, keep it there, or tuck it behind the back, or reach it out for that left hand. Slowly release, roll back onto the belly. And then come up onto the knees. We're going to sit onto the left hip and straighten the right leg out, making that 90 degrees here, pressing the sole of the left foot into the thigh. Kick out through the right heel, draw those toes back towards the face. Inhale, reach up out of the waist. Keep all that length as you turn the body to the right and lengthen out to grab whatever you can grab a hold of here. Maybe it's the foot. See if you can keep that quad engaged by kicking out through the heel and drawing the toes back towards the face. See if you can lift the heart and then bring it a little closer to the foot. Soften through the face and the shoulders. Now bring the right elbow right inside the right knee for leverage. Left hand onto the shoulder to help draw it open, to open the heart up towards the sky. Keep that right leg engaged if you can. Now reach the left hand up and over towards the foot. Use this leverage, elbow against knee, to roll the heart up, drawing that elbow back behind the face, and then reach through the fingertips. Relax your head and your neck. Slowly come back up. Straighten the left leg out. Bring that right foot in. Kick out through the left heel. Inhale, reach up, turn and twist to the left. Lengthen out, grab what you can. Try to keep that left quad active. Find that box breath. Bring that left elbow inside the left knee. Right hand to the right shoulder, roll it open, reach it up and over. Keep that left quad active by drawing the toes back. Draw that right elbow back and reach through the fingers. Slowly come back up. Now bring both feet flat on the ground, reach your hands forward, and slowly roll back onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Find a happy baby. Try to keep your whole spine flat on the ground. Trying to get the lower vertebrae and the butt down. Tuck the chin a little bit. And hug the knees into the chest. Lower your feet down flat on the ground. Walk your fingers down to touch your heels. Press into the feet and lift the hips up. Maybe you can get the shoulders underneath your body, rocking side to side a little bit. Maybe you can interlace your fingers under there. Maybe you can glue the palms all the way together and draw the hands down into the mat. Press down into the feet to lift up through the hips. Keep your knees in line with your hips. Slowly lift up one more time and then slowly roll down. Let the upper vertebrae touch first and then the next one. We'll do one more back bend. You can either do that same one or bring your fingers up, your hands up by your ears with your fingers pointing back towards your feet. And you can lift all the way up to full wheel if you like. Press down into the feet, lift up through the hips. Find your breath, find that space between. Maybe you can roll up onto the tippy toes and lift everything up one more time. And slowly lower one vertebrae at a time back down to the mat. Hug your knees into the chest. Bring your arms out to the side like cactus. Shift your hips to the right and lower the knees to the left for a gentle spinal twist. If you'd rather do a deeper twist, you can cross your legs or do any twist you like here. Gaze out over the right hand. Relax the shoulders. Find that box breath. See how long you can make each part. Slowly come back to center, hug your knees into your chest. Cactus the arms, hips to the left, knees to the right. Gaze out over the left and relax your shoulders. Find your box breath. Slowly come back to center, hug your knees into your chest one last time. And let your legs go long on the mat. Spread your feet as wide as your mat and let your toes fall open. Hands by your sides, palms facing up. Close your eyes. See if you can commit for a couple more minutes to just being right here. And notice how being able to set all the things, all the tasks aside, is you letting this be enough. Not creating this illusion that there will be another time in the imaginary future where you can relax or where everything will be okay. Not needing to create any scenarios in your head to feel like you're doing something. Just allowing this to be enough. You are enough. Everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. See if you can really believe that on a cellular level and really sink into that. Invite a deeper breath back into your body. Invite movement back into your fingers and into your toes. And invite yourself to stay in this place of calm that's always right here for you. When you're ready, slowly roll onto your right side and curl into a little ball. As we start to come back to our senses, this pose is to remind us to just be gentle with ourselves. Holding yourself here just like you would hold a small child, with lots of love and encouragement, with no judgment. Maybe just by lightening up a little bit, being a little more playful. When you're ready, come back up to a seat and find that nice tall spine. Inhale the arms up overhead one last time. Squeeze the palms together, lift the fingers high. Exhale, draw the hands to the heart. Let the head bow to the wisdom of the heart. Close your eyes. Lift the thumbs to that space above the eyebrows. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up, for making time. May all beings everywhere be free from pain and suffering. May our thoughts and actions in some way contribute to that. Namaste. Goofy. Goofy. Where's your brother? He missed Namaste. Where is he? He missed it.